were some peaceful anti-Trump protests in Tallahassee, Jacksonville, South Florida, and Tampa this week. The activists showed their anger at the immigration raids, cuts to federal departments, and to billionaire Elon Musk. Here's what 3 demonstrators told WFTS-TV in Tampa on Wednesday.
We need to resist. We need to fight back. It just makes me so proud to be part of this. Look at our little Tampa.
Do I think government has waste? Of course. But you go in and you try to make a difference, and you look at all the different roles of education.
We came over here to support our families, to support our friends, to support everyone that is dealing with this right now. People are afraid, people are scared.
Shelley, for a while, Democrats have been pretty quiet, but it looks like, at least here in Florida, 4 significant demonstrations this week against the Trump policies.
Well, better late than never. You know, as our great political philosopher Mike Tyson once said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And I think that this, deluge of chaos that has been coming out of this administration since the inauguration was a punch in the face, especially for the people in Congress, who it took a while for them to realize that Republicans were actually going to follow through with the goals of Project 2025, which Trump had disavowed throughout his campaign. I think they really did not plan for the lawless rampage of Trump and his unelected co-president, Elon Musk. They didn't plan for it, but now, shutting down a federal agency that Congress has formalized and funded, or ending birthright citizenship by presidential fiat, these actions are so blatantly unconstitutional that they were a sucker punch in the face, and Democrats, who were unprepared to meet the moment, have now put on their shoes and gotten ready to take care of business.
April, has President Trump acted in an unconstitutional fashion?
That I'm not a constitutional lawyer, so I am not going to comment on that, but I can tell you one thing. It's just like I said before. He told the American public what he was going to do. He was overwhelmingly elected to serve as president of the United States based on what he said he was going to do. If the Democrats weren't ready, then they need to wake up, because it was pretty obvious that he was going to come in day one, start making these changes. And one of the big things he said we're going to look at is spending. And if you continue to watch, you are going to see some of the most outrageous things that money out of the federal government is being spent on. And let me tell you something. I keep hearing federal funding. Well, federal funding is tax money out of your pocket and my pocket. There are no federal dollars that didn't come out of our pockets, okay? So it needs to stop, and we need to take care of our own. We need to make sure that this country is thriving, that the economy gets back in shape so that people can afford to put food on their table for their families. And this government will do that. The spending is out of control, and I think you're going to see that. And he hired somebody to do the job. It doesn't matter if it's Elon Musk or somebody else. He hired someone who he felt was capable. No. He has the right to hire people to do jobs, and that's what he has done here.
Elon Musk was not elected by the people of the United States.
No, he was hired by the President of the United States of America.
He was not elected. There's no accountability for what Elon Musk is doing. And I was a constitutional lawyer, and the courts, I think the constitutional lawyers in this country have been the only ones right now with a plan. They were ready. From day one, they've been filing lawsuits, and each and every one has been successful in ruling that this deluge of lawless activity by Elon Musk at the president's instigation is unconstitutional. And we'll see what happens as these cases move through the courts beyond the lowest level.
This is not finalized, and this government is going to move forward under the Trump administration to accomplish the goals that he set out to accomplish.
Deborah, I want to ask you what April said. She said that federal spending's out of control. This is the way to get federal spending under control. USAID is like 1% of the federal budget, but is this the way to get federal spending out under control?
I would say you have to look at it, and I think you got to attack it at some point. Nobody's ever attacked this and never looked at this problem and said, the spending's out of control, where do we start? USAID is a good example to me, Rob, and I'll tell you why. We have people that are on the streets here that are not receiving any aid from the federal government, but we are all over the world, right, taking care of everybody else's citizens. That's important. But I think it's more important when we have veterans on the street and other people that are on the street who can't afford to have anywhere to live.
Should we increase aid to homeless people, to veterans here
I
in the
think
U.S.?
we should. I think
Do you think President Trump is going to do that?
I'm not sure about whether President Trump will do that. I don't know if that's on his agenda, but I will tell you, you have to start somewhere. I run a business. I have run businesses. You go in, you assess, you figure out what you have to do, you cut, and then you move on and try to make your business successful.
Hal, what do you think?
You know, this protest and the others around the country show how angry Democrats are. But what Democrats have to do, and the only thing that they should be doing, is coming up with an economic message, because Democrats care about whether families are able to afford sending their kids to schools and clothes and health care. And it's important that we stick on that economic message, because if we do so, we're the ones who will be talking about how to improve the lives of a million Americans. But while Republicans and this incredible show that is going on right now are taking apart any semblance of our government and not really solving any real issues.
What do you think about what Devron said, though? They said Americans really don't want their money sent overseas. They don't like foreign aid. We should cater to the people here at home, like the homeless or the veterans.
Then I should quote our great brand new Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who during his Senate career has talked about the importance of foreign aid, about the importance of gaining allies and friends and having people in the worst conditions around the world saying that our lives were saved, my children's life was saved because of America. Right. And if we end that, then we are increasing the distrust and the hate for America around the world, and that is not in our national security interest.
All right, Governor.